So we are recording for part 2. Excellent. So I hope you enjoyed yesterday's topic on street magic. So we have the group in again today to talk about part 2 of the same topic, because there's so much to talk about street performing. And if you want to, mention in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this. Tilon unfortunately couldn't join us because his phone was running out of battery. So the next time we'll give him some more notice. Okay, so let's start with part 2. Has anyone experienced someone take your hat off and run away with it?
Never.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have, Jeremy?
Yep.
They've actually taken your hat with money and ran away with it. Wow, I thought that was just a weird question to put out there.
They grabbed my hat to try and, but I've experienced it, it's kind of weird because they don't think either they see you, but you're in front of them, or they don't think you're going to react. Once at the time, there was this guy who was just playing a prank and he brought it back. The second time, I must have sensed on instinct that it was real because I grabbed his wrist. But as soon as I did that, he freaked out. He goes, okay, I'm not going to do that now. And that was it. So, which obviously taught me that, to have a lot more sort of awareness and control, because for me, I shouldn't have put myself in that position to have forcefully grabbed his wrist, because that's just I
learned I've had money steal from the hat, so when come to do the hat at the end and people all come forward, I've had in the past that some people, the first time I got notes in the hat was like, wow, got notes in the hat. And then I think the second time I learned that kids coming forward with their pound or whatever, they'll see a note in the hat and they'll drop the pound in, take the note out.
Oh my God.
And so I quickly learned that as soon as you get a note in your hat,
put it away.
You take it out. So you're always just getting coins in the hat.
Right.
Take it out.
That's a good tip. Wow, I didn't
When
realize.
it's windy, I'm always like taking the notes away, because what's horrible is if the wind blows your 5, 10, 20 pound notes away when you do it.
You're running for that, and
I don't do
it
that.
looks so silly.
I don't like taking the notes out, because I don't want the next people coming forward to see me taking notes out. Because I've had people come over before and said, "Oh, well, he's got loads already."
Oh,
so
yes.
I just hold the hat. I hold the hat so the kids have to reach up to put into it.
Yes.
They have to reach to put into it.
Right.
And
Okay.
then the adults can put in, because otherwise, you get kids switching.
So the kids do like putting money in the hats. They love to get their parents to come. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's. I was just saying, it's a shame in a sense with that cash generally decreasing, isn't it? And then you have a card reader, and then all of a sudden, I always think there's a personal feeling about a kid going up and putting some money in the hat or something. There's that connection.
Well,
yeah.
Here, because I mainly do Oxford, a card reader was not taken very well. They thought it was a scam. So Oxford is a kind of like
understandable completely.
I think it's going to be in a few months, so.
Well, yeah,
I think
but it's
after all this, card readers are going to be the only way.
Yeah. I think Saffron wanted to say something, and I think you.
I think that was a while ago. Yeah, I was going to say pretty much what the other Sam said. Actually, the other motive for taking out the notes is the more selfish reason, which is that people may be more likely to put a note in if they don't see that anyone has also put in. They like that. They also like that kind of selfish idea of being the one who puts the most in the hat. I think there's something very nice for people to think that they're doing that. Yeah. So if you get a tenner, you get out and let someone else put a fiver in and think they've given the highest.
Yeah. What about fights? Anyone had any fights on the street? Or people in your crowd started to fight? Jeremy, you have everything. How many performances? I think once you start doing magic so much on the streets, everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Well, why I started doing magic so much on the street, because I'm not afraid to say this, but I was at a pretty low point in my life, and the streets was the therapy to get me back up to a happy place. I've had it was this really fun, there was this group of 20-year-olds not meshing with my audience. The only reason why I say this because they all had Irish accents, which has nothing to do on the people. It was just the description of the person that they were there. They were fighting with someone and they were calling him names and like, "What do you do for a living?" and they said, and he says, well, I'm a boxer. And the guy looks like he was about to oh my God, I can't deal with this. So I diffused it. So are you a Protestant boxer or a Catholic boxer? And and I've been, I think these are all mistakes in the moment that I've let a situation escalate where some drunk guy has punched me in the stomach during the show.
Wow.
And yeah, sure.
That's...
And it took, but then again, all of my audience were like, he did it. I called the police. There he is, officer. And that got sorted and dealt with. So.
And Nathan, you were saying something earlier about having the problems that actually not the problems. It's, you said earlier that street performing looks easy, but actually it's not. There's a lot of hard things and interesting things. So let's talk about that.
Well, absolutely. I think it's right. It's definitely one of those things. I think that's easier than it looks because you have a crowd there. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. That you're going out, and a lot of experienced street performers, they almost effortlessly they pull a crowd and effortlessly keep the audience and everything. But all that stuff just takes years and years to build up the experience and to have the right timing and all that. I think.
So as soon as you take out the hat, everyone walks away, right? Most people walk away because they go, oh, now it's time to pay, and I don't want to pay.
I saw a street performer in Oxford. He did, I don't know how he did it, because the guy, in my opinion, wasn't very good, but you know, the proof is in the crowd somewhat. The guy had 100 people around him. He was making them laugh and everything, and he did one wrong thing that made them. He should have had a £200 hat. Instead, he got a £2 hat because he said,
God, what did he do?
Oh, the show's over now. You have to pay me.
So the hat speech is so important. That's what breaks or makes the show, is it?
Yeah, and it's and I think the whole point, because as to what Nathan said, it looks easy, but it's really not. And I think the key mistake some people make is that if they think, okay, I've got a few tricks that I think, you know, that I can do well, then they go out on the street and what they challenge themselves to do, and it works against them, is that they have to learn how the routine works, and on top of that, they have to learn how street performing works at the same time. So
that brings back to what you said before, Jeremy. That you've got to make the audience your friend, and one thing that you can do, you can absolutely mess the whole thing up by letting it get to you when people walk away. If someone walks away and you can't hold it in, and you say something and you make a joke but it doesn't come out right about them being cheap or something like that, walking away, you've lost your whole audience. You've lost your money then, because all of a sudden that audience, they're not your friends. They suddenly, it breaks the illusion that you're their friend and you are actually just there for their money. So you've got to anything could just destroy it.
It's like Cosmo, who used to be a legendary street performer on the street. He said the best thing he could have done, and that he did do, which is every so often just fist bump or shake the hands of someone in the audience. And the audience will pick, you know, they will empathize with oh, he's a really nice guy. And to my earlier point, like, if anybody wants to get into street performing, learn the craft first until you know it backwards. So the magic is taken care of. So your job is to learn how to street perform. It's the difference between learning two jobs at the same time or just one.
Okay. So my next question to all of you actually is, who is your favorite street performer? It doesn't have to be your favorite magician. I'm talking about street performer. It could be a juggler. It could be anything. Who's the one that you look up to? Do you need some time to think about it? Anyone shoot up first, because I don't want to put you on the spot. Saffron's got a... Oh, sorry.
I'm going to go old school, really old school. And he's no longer street performer, but Steve Rawlings.
Steve Rawlings.
Yeah, Steve's awesome.
Steve Rawlings.
Steve's awesome.
Okay, I don't know him. I'm sure I know him by face. Maybe I've heard this name before, but I'll have to look him up.
He's on the corporate circuit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure I know him by face.
His son did Britain's Got Talent and got the world record for balancing chairs on his chin.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no, I don't. Okay, I don't know this person. No, I got to check him out. I haven't even seen the Britain's Got Talent act. Okay, what about you, Sam Saffron? Talking about. Are you trying to say something?
Maybe some people can help me out with names, because when I went to Covent Garden pre-starting busking, just to get some tips and ideas, I saw quite a few. One of whom brought me up onto the Covent Garden main piazza, and I had a match in my mouth, and he threw a yo-yo to light it, which was fantastic. And,
Richard Sullivan.
Wow. So you had a matchstick in your mouth, and he lit it with
I say
a
it's
yo-yo.
fantastic, reminiscing about it, but in the moment it was absolutely terrifying, of course.
Oh my God, Richard Sullivan will love that. I'm going to tell him.
It was.
You'll see this anyway if he's watching out here now. Then.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah,
Who is that? The name again?
Richard Sullivan.
Richard Sullivan.
That's the
Okay.
one. I recognize the name.
Okay, I have to say my favorite, because the thing is, I have said this before in an interview, so I'm going to say the same name. I'm sure some of you might agree, some of you might not agree. But Diobo, I think I've seen a few performances, maybe just because he's different, and I think maybe that's what attracts me to it. But I think Diobo is, I think, some of the best that I have seen personally. But again, that's
I was
just
going to say,
One
Diobo, if you're not working the pitch with him.
If you
Yeah.
I guess
You're
you
not
won't
working the
work
pitch
with him,
with
so
him.
it's a very different insight to what you all think, as what I think.
One of
No, go ahead, Jeremy.
one of my favorite street performers. I have loads of magician street performers, but I'm going to go with someone different. I met one of his students, but the actual guy is Mario, Queen of the Streets. It is the most bizarre, amazing.
What's his act? He's not a contortionist, is he?
No, well, he is a juggling Hispanic Queen tribute act.
Oh wow!
Interesting.
Specific, not a lot of competition.
I think I have to start watching a lot more street performers, because I clearly don't know much.
like he will do a juggling act, and to the theme of Another One Bites the Dust, he will time the drop of the ball.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Ground,
That's nice. I like that.
And it's an amazing thing. And just like he did a theatre show, and the first chance he got, he just dived into the audience.
Wow.
And was just like doing it, and then he went back on stage. It was an amazing guy.
Interesting. So Nathan, what about you?
My actual
Sam Hurst. Sorry, Sam was started speaking, and I cut him off.
My favorite street performers. There's two. One's a guy from Iran called Gilly.
Okay.
Who is both of these are mime acts or silent acts.
Oh, okay.
Gilly's absolutely amazing. At Edinburgh, what he did is like the finale to his show is he climbed. They've got the big, huge Victorian and Georgian houses, buildings, huge ones that are like 5 floors high all the way down the mile. He climbed the drain pipe of one of those.
Oh my gosh!
Shimmied along on the tiny little ledge, climbed in through a window, and then started throwing things out of the window like underwear and
oh my gosh!
And things, right. So the window was actually Sam Wills, the boy with tape on his face, is flat for the weekend. So that was Gilly's. Gilly's act is absolutely insane. But my favourite is a guy called Anthony Livingspace. He does this thing of SeaWorld. He does SeaWorld, right? He's just got a suitcase. He's got a bald head, and he's just sort of like he just I couldn't even explain it. You just have to watch.
I have to look him up. Okay, when I watch this video, I will look him up. Speaking about miming, there's another duo called Gamar Jobat. Does anyone know about them? I think they're from Japan. I think.
Yeah, Gamar Jobat.
Gamar Jobat, yeah.
They're from Japan. They're in Edinburgh they're not there this year, but they're there every year.
Okay. I really like their act. I've seen a lot of their stuff on YouTube. Anyone else? Any comments about the favorite street performer?
Yeah, I was going to say. Sorry, I was going to say this. For me, there's almost too many to mention, because I think everybody, when I see a seasoned street performer out there, everybody's got something good about them, I think.
Yeah. But who's the one that you saw where your jaw nearly hit the floor? You think, wow, that's amazing.
Honestly, it wouldn't be fair to say. I mean,
give a few names. Give a few names, just so the people watching this video on YouTube can actually Google them if you have names.
You're gonna. No, I really like Sam. I honestly say I do really like your show. Just to say a name, I think now that you put it, I do really enjoy your show. It's one of the first shows I think I saw in Covent Garden. So,
Samuel Hurst.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I saw Jeremy's show in Oxford as well. First time visiting Oxford.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
He's trying to be very polite and stuff over here. Because people
hair and no
we have
beard.
to name names, but seriously.
Yeah, no. If you like Jeremy and Sam, absolutely fine. Yeah.
No, honestly, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that inspired me. So
good.
Well,
Talk about you mentioned mimes earlier. I don't know if anybody knows Fraser Hooper.
No, I heard this name, but I don't know who the person is.
His boxing act is amazing. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets you know the old boxing gloves that they had on Bounty Castles. He gets those out, and he was one of the entertainers with us at Chessington, and he could do his silent, his follow act, and his timing is just comedy timing is just perfect. He is.
It's all about timing, isn't it? Comedy
is to watch. Yeah,
yeah.
So funny.
He beats one of the members of the audience that's meant to be on his team around the face a lot. It's hilarious.
Comedy really works a lot on the streets, doesn't it? It's one of those things that's really.
Okay, so the next question for all of you is how important a closer is to your street act. I'm guessing the closer is probably something you would do just after your hat speech, or you might have a hat speech later. Sam, give us your points on that. If you don't want to talk about it, absolutely fine. You don't have to, because I don't want you to feel like you're giving away your personal secrets. Anyone? Anyone? I don't want to put Sam on the spot, but anyone want to speak about the closer?
Yeah, sure. I think it's one of the most. All the way through your show, it is the most important thing because you show them something and then you promise them something better.
I've seen that a lot. Yeah, you promise them what's going to happen.
And for me, I do the world's most dangerous card trick. And for me, I have 3 times when I do my hat pitch, like one sort of fairly near the beginning, and then one just before I find their card in the world's most dangerous card trick. And then the last pitch is what I call like the honey pitch or the sweet pitch, to say thank you very much, this is what I do for a living, da 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 da. And for me, I try and choose my effects carefully, because in some of them that I've noticed, I won't say which because I don't think it's the remit of this thing. Some I found they have more theatricality built in them, so they will pay more than just the da-da. And for me, it's like magic is great, but I think what they stay for is the theatre side, and funny is money. To coin a phrase.
That's interesting, because I don't have a lot of comedy in my act, and I think on the streets you absolutely need comedy. It's so important, I think. So Sam, you were going to say something, or?
I should just kind of say that there's always exceptions to that. I was just saying with your point about the comedy. I mean, I always say that there's always exceptions to every rule. So I mean, you've got silent acts. So that's
of
from
course,
that point. It's different.
Saying that, Diobo doesn't do any comedy. I don't think he has any comedy in his act.
One joke. Really, one joke. If you watch his show, he's got like one joke in there.
Oh, he's got one joke. Okay.
Yeah, go and see.
Okay, I clearly haven't seen his show in a long time, because I
did.
He's
got two jokes. But yeah.
Okay.
So they're not massive. There's only one that's an obvious joke.
Okay, so speaking about ending again, so let's talk about the closer in your act. I'm guessing a lot of people do cups and balls, or none of you do it in your act?
I do as an opener.
You do as an opener? Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Sam, what about you?
Samuel Hurst? Cups and balls, but sorry, I forgot there's 2 of them. I do cups and balls, but it's just a vehicle to get to the Bill and Lemon.
Okay, so Bill and Lemon is your closer.
The Bill and Lemon is a closer because it's an anchor. It's basically.
Of course, you take the bill and then you talk about the. Yeah, there's so many jokes you can talk about. Oh yeah, you gave me this bill and that's something.
And also,
do the cups and balls at that point. You can get the audience doing the count. You can get the audience clapping. You get a few laughs out of them, but you've still got that guy anchored, waiting for his money back. And
so he's not going to leave the show. Yeah.
Also,
Sam Saffron had to say something. I think. What was you in your day of doing street performing? What was your closer you chose to perform?
So I messed up on both of the shows that I did, because I knew the trick was to do the hat speech and then do the finale, and my closer was the red tape thumb tie.
Okay.
So in fact, no, it wasn't. I'd already done that, and I had the hoops on, and I did the gag about connecting to the table, where I had all these things dangling from my arms, and then a card appeared in my mouth, which was covered with gaffer tape or something like that, and that was the finale.
Okay.
However, in both counts, I forgot to do the speech in the right place, and so the card was in my mouth, and the applause came, and by the time I was saying, so, no one pays me to be here and all that, and everyone was fun. And my first show.
I see. Okay.
So
Well, it's an interesting perspective of from you to have. And what about Brett? What's your closer, or do you want to say, or what?
I used to do 5 foot uni. Juggling on 5 foot uni.
Wow.
And then later on, it became slack rope. So it'd be rope against lampposts, and then 5 guys and juggle fire on that.
Oh my gosh.
And that was really good because when you get on the unicycle, then you're stuck on the unicycle. You've got to do a speech. For money, which is really tiring. But on the slack rope, I could be standing on the lamppost before I step out onto it, and do my speech. So it's actually the dynamics of that finale is important. So if you can get almost halfway through it and then get your I'm not a beggar on the busker speech in,
I see. Yeah.
then that pulls it all together, and that's why the closer is as important as the opener.
Right. So you were not so much of a magician. You were more of a juggler then.
When I did street stuff, for me, that's the natural thing to do on the street for me.
Okay. Oh, that's
I think
interesting.
I was going to say what
go ahead,
Sam Hurst said when he did the Bill and Lemon. I think one of the best inherent things in there, obviously you've got one guy anchored, plus it visually introduces the concept of money.
Money, yeah.
And
Faith Resto had said always use money if you want to get tips.
Yeah,
but it's always a killer if they only have a $5 on them though. If you only have a $5, it's also anchored into the entire audience's brain that a $5 is a decent amount of money. And when you really want it to be a 20 at the beginning, you want it to be a 20 from the get. Even if you give it you.
I've heard a street performer just get away with, because he wasn't the guy that came up with the joke, saying, ladies and gentlemen, and he was doing all this hat speech, and then he said, kids, if your parents don't give you £5 to give me, that means they really don't care about you.
I've heard that line before. There's a lot of common lines, isn't it? What are your views on people copying other people, especially on the street? Because there's a lot of similar jokes, similar lines. Like for me, people say, "Oh, if someone copies my stuff," for me, I take it as I'm honored by someone doing my routines. Like, oh wow, you're actually practicing my coin routine.
It's my thoughts. But
everyone's got different opinions.
Yeah, so it's my thoughts on that. It's, to be honest with you, there's a lot of, say, stock lines out there that's kind of in the public domain. I think as long as you're not doing like the same thing like somebody else, like word for word on the same pitch, then that's when it becomes like an issue. Okay. For the most part. But other than that, always try and do your own thing ultimately.
I imagine a lot of the lines that are commonly used.
I'm working on the pitch before. We've had people turn up that have literally stood and watched shows for 1-2 years, learn every single line from every act that they can, and then they turned up and started doing it on the pitch, and you're just like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, you don't understand which of those are stock lines, which of those are our jokes.
But who came up with
my jokes tend to be, my actual own jokes tend to be far too dirty for other people to be able to
I've seen you act,
I've had someone watch my show in the middle of my show, then set up and start doing my act, because he thinks if he can get more seen. Although those of you who don't know me, I'm 6'5" and I weigh 25 stone, and this guy wasn't. So he was like, "Ladies and gentlemen," and I just stood behind him, giving him the fake death stare. And you know, everyone was,
and the audience knows. The audience knows when, because you can listen to a joke or whatever it is being told by 2 people, and the audience knows who
came up with that,
who that line means something to, you know. And if you say it with meaning, then it works. Then you get your £10 in the hat as opposed to your 2 pence.
Interesting.
It's got to have meaning.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with it. When it comes to jokes, I think it's especially when you're starting out. Sometimes people might look at another show and you might think, well, hey, that works, so I'll use it, because you see somebody else succeeding from doing that, and then you start doing that, and then that happens, and then
I mean, I take the view of, I mean, there's slight variation. Like, we've all heard great artists steal, but I will take someone else's stuff, but before I use it, I will rework it and adapt it until it sounds like me.
Okay.
So there is a sort of like, so at the very worst, is that that sounds like my joke, or at the very best, he's seen what I've done and taken it in a different direction, because obviously we all stand on the shoulders of giants, and
there is the theory anyway that's sort of like, I mean, there are only 7 kinds of magic you can do, you know, for transposition, or teleportation, things like that. And there's the same theory that there are only actually 5 jokes in the world. I can't tell you what they are right now, but there are only 5 jokes. It's just different words used, but they're the same 5 jokes, the same principle.
Okay, that's very interesting. I did not know something like that existed about jokes. You mean like what, like a self-deprecating joke, like a joke that's on him, or what do you mean by that? That's quite an interesting topic. I should really do a panel about comedy, actually.
Right now. It's quite a big one. Yeah. It's quite a big discussion, and I'd have to talk to you about it now to try and work.
I think we can do that in the comedy section, because also it says here that I'm running out of time for this next meeting again.
It goes past quickly.
It goes past really quickly. So I think what we'll do is we're going to end this one here. We can always have another one later in the future about street performing, and I'm going to try and
tell you my story.
Yeah. Yes, please, Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, I answer my closer. Yeah, Wendy, I answer my closer.
Oh, what's your closer? Tell me. Sorry, let Nathan finish his closer first. Then Sam, tell your story.
That's cool. I do the world's most dangerous card trick as well, and I was going to just say, I've heard that before. It's with the street show as well. It's finale. I'm sure so you agree. That's what. Yeah, it's literally a lot of it is just building. I've seen shows before where there's pretty much just talking, and then you have your big cliffhanger at the end. There's not even a warm up trick or anything. Everybody's show's different. I think that's up to whatever
everyone's different. Yeah, it depends on your personality. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So excellent. So the world's greatest card trick. I think a lot of people that I know do that. Paul Regan does that. I think Kencho Jim does that. No, he's not in today because he was supposed to join in this conversation, but his throat's hurting, so he couldn't really do it.
I mean, and I think what was most like tricks like the world's most dangerous card treat you. It's not a high. It's so simple. You can focus on the street show itself, because literally first page of Royal Road to Card Magic on shuffles. If you learn that, you can do the world's most dangerous card trick.
Of course, yes. But it's all about presentation. Sam, tell me your story.
So I wanted to tell you this story before, but I'll have to tell you quick. So it's my best. Like Covent Garden, we get lots of celebrities. I've had a few celebrities in my show. Like I've had Alex Ferguson, I've had Samuel L. Jackson, Whoopi Goldberg. They're all good names.
Wow.
The best one I had is I got this little kid up, and I asked him his name, and he was like, I think it was Livingston or Huckleberry. I think it was Huckleberry. I was like, that's a really cool name, like an adventurer's name. And I started doing the trick with him, and he started crying, and I was like, oh, it's all right. Your big brother can help. So his big brother came over to help, and I sent the little boy off because he was crying to the mum. And the little brother came up, and he was either called Livingston or Huckleberry, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, you've got like really cool names. Anyway, so I started doing magic on them, and I'm looking around the crowd, and I see a guy, right? And I'm like, and the guy made me think of this certain celebrity. So I told a joke, and my joke was, why do you take George Foreman camping? Because he's got Bear Grylls, yeah? Right, which is a crap joke. It doesn't matter. It's some street slang. Anyway, and then I look up at the guy, and I realise he's got this big gilet on that has a big orange BG on it. And I'm like, that is Bear Grylls. I've just said the joke straight to his face. And as I said it, everybody in the audience sort of looked and realised it was Bear Grylls.
Right,
I had a big audience, and I finished my show, and I held the hat out, and everyone came forward. B had left and walked over to Bear Grylls for a photo.
Yeah, that's what he stole your spotlight.
Yeah, completely ruined my show. If you get a celebrity in your show, never point them out. Just
that's an interesting story. Wow. Like, anyone else had any celebrities? I'm surprised Jeremy hasn't had it, because Jeremy's got everything.
I've one celebrity I can remember. You guys might be too young to remember. Is Russ Abbott.
I don't know him.
Russ Abbott, and when I was growing up, he was a real hero of mine, and he was a big deal, wasn't he? Yeah, he's a brilliant comedian, and he just sat back and I was only really doing making balloons, but actually he just sat back and watched and listened to what I was doing, and I was for me that was enough just to have him in the audience.
That's amazing.
Take time to watch.
Yeah, that's good.
For those in the magic world, I've had Dean Metcalf watch my show.
How do I not know all these names? I'm so bad.
But he watched my show and he said, "You've got, balls of steel. I've closed shows in Vegas and all these places, tours of Europe, but I would never ever have the courage to do a street show."
Yeah.
And
you could be on the biggest stage. You could literally be on the biggest stage and then not be able to do a street show. It's literally that simple. What I was saying earlier, isn't it?
The difference is, I think street performing is one of the only performances that I can think of when the audience don't necessarily want to be there. It's sort of peculiar in that sense. So
I know you got to try and.
You win them over. You win them over.
Samuel Hurst said, it's a salesman's pitch. You're trying to.
Yeah. One of the beautiful things about doing Magic Corner in Covent Garden is when a big name magician is in town, they come to Magic Corner Covent Garden. It doesn't matter. They'll always pop by because magicians, they want to see magic. They want to see all of magic. So they're like, where should we go? And people are like,
they know there's magicians there.
Yeah.
And they know there's magicians there. And then,
Okay, so I think on that note, sorry, go ahead.
Go on, that's it.
No, I said on that because we've got like a minute left to talk. So I'm going to end the video here. Yeah, about 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes, 7 seconds. Yeah. So I think, so thank you for joining us. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I know really long videos. I didn't think that a lot of people would enjoy these long videos, but I had a lot of comments saying, please have more discussions about this. So I'm going to talk about the magic circle. We're going to talk about exposure of magic. We're going to do a lot of stuff. So if
the street shows are so interesting because it's like it's almost like another side to the business, isn't it? So I think it's so interesting. There's a lot to say.
I will do comedy magic, and Sam, I definitely want you, Samuel Hurst, I definitely want you back on with the comedy magic team. So you watching this at YouTube at home, please follow the Instagram. You will see, I'm going to leave everyone's Instagram that are on this channel in the links of this video below. You can go and check them out. And also follow my Instagram, which is out there, because I'm going to be posting what I'm going to be performing in the morning. So in the evenings, when we do this at 5 o'clock in the evenings, in the morning, you'll know what topic we're going to talk about, and then you can decide if you want to be on the panel or not. Excellent. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful time, and I'll see you guys in 2 days. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Get outdoors again soon.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.